My name is Bilal Akil, and thank you very much for joining another episode. So, one thing I'm passionate about is painting. I also am passionate about cars, and I just always wonder if you have to choose. And for a long time, I used to think that, cars was it. I just wanted to kind of have these beautiful car collections or beautiful car collection, and that would be it. I would have all these Ferraris and lovely Porsches and Bugattis and Lamborghinis. But as I've got older, I realized that that's not really what I'm about. I do like them, and I think there's a lot of colour car enthusiasts, and I always just wonder, do you have to own a car to be able to be enthusiastic about it? And I don't think you have to. I think it's like going into an art museum and saying, would I like to own a Van Gogh? No, I think we can appreciate it just being there, but I think if given the opportunity to be able to, drive and own a sports car, that's a different kind of thing. Perhaps, if you had the opportunity to have one of your favorite paintings, perhaps that is also quite a nice thing to have, as a luxury to have if you can afford it. Not all art has to be expensive. There's some great artists out there that are emerging, or not even emerging, it's just general artists, and their works can be acquired. This can be acquired. So it really depends. So coming back to kind of my interest in cars, and it's interesting I use this particular red thinking of a Ferrari. Let me get a drawing of a Ferrari in. Ferraris are fascinating works of art, as are other sports cars. I'm also think of Zonda, in particular, Pagani, Horacio Pagani, who's the designer and the guy behind Pagani motorcars, and he is really inspired by art. In particular, he's inspired by Leonardo da Vinci, both his artwork and the science element. But he's someone that's inspired by the art, and you see even in his artwork, in his his designs and drawings, and actually the cars, they are sculptural masterpieces. So I was just kind of thinking exclusively about art and cars and sculpture and collecting, and I think as you get older, one kind of really does think that where to kind of dedicate one's financial resources and what it be used for, and so and your priorities. I see a lot of fancy cars around town here, and obviously I've posted them out of interest and obviously my fascination with them. But then I think if you had that kind of money, whether you had £3-4 million, would you buy a kind of a sports car? Let me know, for those that are kind of car enthusiasts. What would you do? Would you spend that kind of money on a sports car? Would you be tempted? It's just where one has their own priorities. And I just do have a look around, and I think a lot of the gentlemen that drive some nice cars are, particularly the fancy ones, are quite young. And there was what I saw was a Pakistani gentleman who has a Dubai number plate. He lives in Dubai, and he's driving this fancy car that I will post. But yeah, he I think is from quite a prestigious family in Pakistan who've done quite well for themselves. So I think they have the ability to afford such luxuries. But I guess we're drawn in fantasy world when we kind of start to think about such things, right? Let me know what you think. Are you a car enthusiast? how do you kind of put your thoughts on kind of how, where would you put your thoughts on owning a possible car, or what's your kind of enthusiasm for cars? Some people are quite drawn to the engineering elements of such cars. Some people, the artistic. I'm fascinated by both. There's also a fantasy element as well. When I went to this car exhibition in Blenheim Palace, I heard a lot of people saying, oh, that's too much for that car. And I was thinking, really? But you don't even have the money for it. Or maybe they do, maybe they park the Ferrari aside, but I don't know if you heard that engine. Wow. Oh, wow. I don't know if you can hear that thunderstorm. That sounds like a V12. It sounds like a Lamborghini or something. It's got a lot of crackle, whatever it is. Definitely has a lot of crackle. I'd like to wander down a bit later on. Don't want to disturb this one. To see what that was, if it's parked there. When I used to live in Dubai, I used to have a lot of these kind of cars rush around. I used to race a lot of cars as well in Dubai. Back in the day where they didn't really have much speed cameras. When they did, I had to pay a lot in speeding fines. But that brings back memories. I remember racing a Lamborghini, which I've kind of noted in one of my videos on a Golf GTI. And so when I raced it, we put the hazards on as you would, because it's a tradition of racing. I was in a Golf GTI, someone in a Lamborghini Murcielago, which is kind of a V12 orange supercar, for those that don't know. And we're on Jumeirah Beach Road, and that's it. I kind of wound my window down. I said, yeah, put my hazards on. And the idea is when you put your hazards on, that means race. When the lights go green, you just floor it. And kind of for a few seconds I kept up, because the power to weight ratio is such. The GTI was quite light, and the Lamborghini I kept up with the Lamborghini, and then you could just see kind of Lamborghini just disappeared. But you could hear a similar crackle boom. But that was fun, because my car was at top speed. I floored it, they floored it, and it was just fun. In the good days. I floored it once when they installed cameras, and I got flashed, and that was like a kind of £100 fine or so at the time. So I haven't been doing that a lot of times. So anyway, back to this painting and recollections of Dubai. Actually, the palm tree actually makes me recall memories of Dubai. The way it's kind of, I think, drawn and painted here. I'm not sure what else to kind of put in the mood here. I just kind of feel like more of a deeper, perhaps blue here. Let's see if we can mix a few pigments in. Oh yes, doesn't that quite nice? I quite like that juicy red. Oh, I like that red. I'm going to just leave that there, not just touch it. I want more of that, like deep, rich pigment. Just for those that are not familiar, when I pick my watercolors, I'm quite keen on the kind of pigment that they have. I use artistic grade, and quite particular about the colors, the watercolors that I choose. I quite like rich pigments. I think they kind of show up as, if you can see this, it's quite rich in pigments, and I think it kind of, it just feels lovely. It's nice to kind of invest in some nice materials. At least that's what I think. But if you're wanting to learn watercolor and you're new and you just want to get some inspiration, then any watercolor would do. Anything, even if it's like a kind of a cheap brand at your local supermarket, it's fine. And if you don't think watercolor is your thing, which is also fine, you could do pencils, do whatever. If you feel inspired, if it's not your thing, cool, just watch and enjoy it. I'm drawn to colours. I like the richness of this. It perhaps has recollections of Dubai for me. It's quite calm to be here. You have the kind of little kind of leaves in the background. I hope my voice is clear for those that can still hear me. I've wanted to put in some more kind of lemon yellow here. Oh, that's not lemon yellow. At least it's been mixed. Let's put some yellow in there. Some kind of crows in the background. Let's see. Want to make it purple. Push it back. Let's see if we can get some deeper reds in. Use the kind of dry element of that brush there. I quite like the yellow here, works. I just wonder if I want to get some more of that in. It's become more kind of ochre-y. Maybe some ochre highlights here and there. Perhaps I wanted to avoid painting kind of a palm tree. I think the ochre has made it a bit more warmer. I wanted to push it back. Let's put some blues on top of that. Oh, let me know what you think. I'm just tempted to add some more jazzy colours to this, or perhaps some more yellows or some blues, perhaps just some highlights. Just some blues here. Let's see. Just some light blues there. Lovely pencil. Want to put some lighter kind of unmixed yellows in as we head towards the end of summer, really. For those that like cars, let me know if you would like to see any more car videos, if you'd like to see more art videos, if you'd like to see more painting, more drawing, more sketching. If you have any questions for me, indeed, please let me know in the comment section below. Or you can reach out and leave something to me, DM me on Instagram, or reach out to me on my Facebook fan page. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm done with this particular work. I'd like to contribute this work. If you're interested, you could acquire this. Any funds that are raised from acquiring this will be donated to charity. The charity that I want to contribute to is to the flood victims of Pakistan. And I think the help and support that they need will be greatly appreciated. I think a lot of people have lost their lives and homes as a result of the floods, and we're not hearing it now constantly in the news, but that doesn't mean to say it's not raining and the situation has been fully resolved. I think it will take quite a few years to resolve. The floods have left quite a devastating impact on the many lives of people and their livelihoods there. It certainly is a changed climate in terms of the landscape there. So I think any of your contributions would be welcome. Please do leave a comment, or your donations, or whatever you'd like to donate. If you want to acquire this work, please do let me know or message me, and I'd be happy to send this work to you. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, at least found it inspiring. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, please do let me know. Until then, take care of yourself. Goodbye. Thank you. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please do let me know. Until then, I'll see you soon. Take care. Goodbye.